Say rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high on shrubs.
So then topical back with another video. I'm Strange Wang, he is Nate. Today we are doing a bracket of the best movies that made over $1 billion. Because Barbie and Oppenheimer, they've been killing it in the box office. They're probably not on this list, but Barbie would be super high for me personally.
Yeah.
But
and unfortunately they won't make this list, but
well, yeah,
they're still doing really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and talk about these big money movies and see which one's the best.
All right, first up we have Avatar versus Titanic.
This is easy for me. It's Titanic.
Yeah, same. All day, every day.
Like, Titanic is, like, iconic and it gets parodied a lot.
Yeah.
But Titanic's high.
Well, it's old enough to be parodied.
Yeah.
And, like, Avatar, it's still cranking out movies, so. But Captain America's Civil War versus Captain Marvel.
To be honest, I'm surprised Captain Marvel even made over $1 billion.
Yeah, me too.
But Civil War
is definitely worldwide.
Hot fire.
Yeah, that's definitely Civil War.
Just the fight scene in it alone.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Live action Lion King versus live action Aladdin.
I haven't seen any of these, so it's all you people.
Yeah, live action Lion King. It lost points for me. I understand going with the realism aspect, but because they went so realistic, it just sucked a lot of like the color and beauty out of the Lion King that is present in the animated one, and it made it a worse movie in my opinion. It is also not live action. The entire thing is animated. There is one shot in the whole movie that is actually live action, and is the opening of the sunrise over the Sahara, which isn't necessarily a knock against the movie. It's just not animated. I really enjoyed Aladdin. It's definitely not as good as the animated one, but I thought it was really fun, and I can't think of anyone else that you like. To be clear, this shouldn't have been made. Like, even though I ended up enjoying it, this movie has no business existing, nor do any of the live-action Disney movies.
Except for Cruella.
Well, I was going to say, unless it's like a new original story, in that case, I'm fine with it, but it's Aladdin all day for me. You couldn't have picked anyone besides Will Smith to play the genie, though.
Not even Rock?
No.
I think it would have been
I'm tired of The Rock.
I guess you don't smell what he's cooking.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 versus The Hobbit. I'm assuming this one is also my call.
I mean, I'll probably pick Harry Potter anyways. Those Hobbit movies suck, I heard.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Hobbit movies. So.
Harry Potter it is.
Yeah, but I have also heard that they're not good. And Deathly Hallows Part 2 is absolutely incredible. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace versus Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Jedi.
Yeah.
That Red Room scene's crazy fire.
Oh, yeah. And, like, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace also has a
good fight scene.
A Red Room fight scene with the lasers and stuff. Yeah, I love The Last Jedi.
Boring.
I think it's better than Episode 1. I also still really love Episode 1, but I'm taking The Last Jedi all day. Well, Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World. Yeah, this is stupid. A near-perfect movie versus another movie that should have never existed.
I'll take that over 2 and 3.
Yeah. None of them should have existed. The first one was fine. There didn't need to be more.
They should have learned out their jaws.
Skyfall versus the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
Well, since both of us only seen Beauty and the Beast, I guess it has to be Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I may have seen Skyfall, but honestly, after Casino Royale, I don't even remember which Daniel Craig Bond movie is which. So, sure, why not? It's probably not gonna... Neither of them are gonna make it, so... I dropped my ring. Rogue One versus Aquaman.
Gross. Aquaman, that movie's is mid, but all I can think about is how bad the CGI is underwater.
Mm-hmm.
But Rogue One, that shit's hot fire.
Yeah, Rogue One's incredible. Also, fun fact, I had to go to this restaurant for work the other day, and I was waiting on someone to pull some video footage, but they took like 45 minutes to do it, and this restaurant had multiple TVs on, so I was literally watching Aquaman on this TV while I was waiting, the last Twilight movie on this TV while I was waiting, and one of the Mission Impossibles that I haven't seen on this TV while I was waiting.
Pretty good.
And thankfully they had the subtitles on all of them. But yeah, it's Rogue One, absolutely.
Can't believe I'm saying so much nice stuff about Star Wars today.
Endgame versus Infinity War.
To me, Infinity War's the better one because you didn't know who was going to die, but you knew everyone was coming back in Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame's my pick just because I love the ending of it so much. And the way that Tony Stark dies is just like, I really dig.
Spider-Man, Tony, I don't feel so good. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I feel like I can confidently say that no superhero movie is going to make it to our finals, so.
I don't know. Didn't the Batman get over $1 billion?
Okay, well that would be the exception.
Okay,
let me rephrase that. An MCU or DCEU movie is probably not going to make it to our finals.
And neither are these two.
So Transformers Age of Extinction versus Transformers Dark of the Moon. I haven't seen either.
Whichever one got Shia LaBeouf in it, click that one.
Yeah. Actually, that's a lie. I've actually seen both of those, I think, but I don't remember them at all. Live action Alice in Wonderland versus Black Panther.
I had that Hot Topic money, son.
Yeah, seriously.
You gotta go Black Panther.
Yeah, I agree.
That shit was culturally more significant than Alice in Wonderland.
The CGI rhinos were still awful, though. Titanic versus Civil War.
I think people sleep on how good Titanic is, so I'm gonna go Titanic.
Same. I was really hoping I wasn't gonna have to play rock paper scissors for Titanic.
Civil War is the best MCU movie, though, in my opinion.
Probably. I'd have to think about it, but live action Aladdin versus Deathly Hallows Part 2. Another super easy one for me. And you haven't seen Aladdin, so.
Probably would pick HP too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard still. Last Jedi versus Jurassic Park. I really do love The Last Jedi, but I'm not like a overly biased Star Wars fan. I don't have a problem admitting its faults. Jurassic Park is like my favorite movie.
You weren't telling people on YouTube
absolutely incredible.
Twitter and Reddit to kill themselves because they didn't like The Last Jedi?
That's correct. I was not telling anyone they should end their life because they didn't like The Last Jedi. I'm assuming you're going Jurassic Park. Yeah. Rogue One versus live action Beauty and the Beast.
Layup.
This is easy. Rogue One is one of the best Star Wars movies, and Beauty and the Beast was fine.
A movie.
Yeah. Infinity War versus Transformers.
Another layup.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
I honestly thought it'd be a little bit harder.
We'll see what's on the other side.
I'm going Titanic.
Titanic versus Deathly Hallows Part 2. I'm going to go Titanic just because it didn't take the setup that it took to get to Deathly Hallows Part 2. And I think that gives it a nod. Jurassic Park versus Rogue One.
This hurts a little bit for you.
This one's a little bit closer than The Last Jedi, but I mean, I still think that Jurassic Park's a better movie overall.
Yeah.
Infinity War versus Black Panther.
Infinity War.
Yep, I agree.
If they want to kill Killmonger, maybe. Ooh,
yeah. Titanic versus Jurassic Park.
It's your 26th birthday, so I'll let you have Jurassic Park on this one.
I'm going to assume that you undershooting my age is a result of you
being old too
now, and like feeling, because 2 years ago it would have been it's your 65th birthday today, so Jurassic Park versus Infinity War.
JP.
Easily another layup. And then Dylan's nemesis. On to the other side, have Incredibles 2 and Joker. Which is funny because between these two, I would probably pick Joker, but I also don't care that much because I know neither of them are going to make it to
I'm
the
picking
end.
Incredibles 2.
I really don't care.
So I got a new job recently, and me and this dude was talking about movies, and he's like, "Oh, you know a movie I saw a while ago that I really liked?" And he was talking about Joker, and he was like, because I like told him like movies were my thing, and he was like, "What'd you think about that?" And I was like,
Did you unload?
I kindly unloaded.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a
Did you tell him to go watch The King of Comedy?
I did.
Yeah.
And taxi driver, I was like, it's kind of a disgrace.
Yeah.
Ripoff.
Dark Knight versus Zootopia.
This sucks because Zootopia is a really good movie, very underrated. People sleep on it, but obviously Dark Knight's the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it's a layup.
Is The Dark Knight Christopher Nolan's best movie?
Well, if you watch my ranking, you'll find out.
Yeah. Finding Dory versus Frozen 2.
I've only seen Finding Dory.
I haven't seen either of them. So
I guess Finding Dory. Goddamn. Hey, Ellen's a bitch though, so we should have picked Frozen 2 on principle.
Iron Man 3 versus Far From Home.
The worst Iron Man? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious, bro?
Well, it's really interesting because a lot of people don't like Far From Home. So most people would argue that this is the worst Iron Man movie versus the worst MCU Spider-Man movie. But
if you don't,
I like both of them.
If you don't like Spider-Man and Far From Home, go find a construction worker who worked a 12-hour shift and suck his big toe.
Gross.
Exactly.
Dang, these kids' movies. Minions versus Despicable Me 3. Have you seen either of these?
No, I had that one really bad ex who like gets you. She really liked the Minions, so I hate the Minions, and I've never seen either a Despicable Me movie or a Minions movie.
So we're gonna go with the one that isn't focused on the Minions, I guess.
Yeah, fuck. Steve Carell's cool, I guess.
Rise of Skywalker versus The Force Awakens. I'd go Force Awakens all day.
I don't really care. About Star Wars.
Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King versus Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. I think it's Return of the King.
Yeah.
I mean, Dead Man's Chest, we're starting to get a little convoluted. I still like the first three Pirates movies a lot because I like sort of convoluted stories. But Return of the King is just like, honestly, a damn good movie.
First two Pirates movies are cream, but I don't remember which one that one is. That's the third one, right?
Yeah, I think so. All right, Age of Ultron versus On Stranger Tides, which is...
The only good thing about that is Strange. My name's Strange Wang.
Not a great movie.
Age of Ultron. Yeah. I like Age of Ultron more than anyone else that I've ever talked to.
I didn't dislike Age of Ultron. I was still into the MCU when it came out, and I thought it was pretty good.
That's top 10 for me. MCU wise.
Toy Story 3 versus Toy Story 4. I think it's 3 all day.
4 doesn't need to be made. And 3's overrated, but I will go with 3.
Yeah.
I'm making a 5th one now. You believe that shit?
I can believe it. I don't want it to be true, but I can believe it. The Fate of the Furious versus Furious 7.
I'm leaning Furious 8 because Furious 7 just kind of was like...
Tell me what happens in Furious 7?
Is the one without Paul Walker.
The first one without Paul Walker.
Yeah. So they kind of lean too heavy on that. And like...
Okay, yeah, I'm tracking
it's cheap.
now. Yeah.
Where like...
I can dig that.
They go into like Antarctica and get chased by a submarine and shit.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It's fun.
I'm fine with that.
I like 8. Because Dom Toretto's the bad guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, new little spin on it.
Incredibles 2 versus The Dark Knight. Oh, yeah, it's the one where they're, like, forcing him to work. Yeah.
When was this made?
I don't know.
I really wanted the Batman to be on here. Get some bat-on-bat crime, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Dark Knight.
Yep. Finding Dory versus Spider-Man.
Speedy Man.
That's pretty easy. Despicable Me 3 versus The Force Awakens. What do you hate more, your ex-girlfriend's love for Minions or my love for Star Wars?
Well, my ex-girlfriend in general, but I will go with Star Wars today.
Lord of the Rings versus Age of Ultron. Return of the King versus Age of Ultron.
I'll go with Avengers, just because I can tolerate that more than I can Lord of the Rings. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You're on a roll today. It's just your day. Toy Story 3 versus Fate.
If we're being honest, I'd rather watch Fast and Furious 8 than Toy Story 3.
Me too, honestly. Dark Knight Rises versus Spider-Man Far From Home.
Just go ahead and keep cooking Dark Knight.
Force Awakens versus Age of Ultron.
I'll give you Star Wars. Birthday boy.
Appreciate that. Not that it matters,
But it
but
won't.
because I'm definitely not going to pick the Dark Knight over the Force Awakens. So
Now this is interesting. Because this isn't interesting at all.
let's just go ahead and get to the part you're talking about, which is this: Jurassic Park versus The Dark Knight.
Jurassic Park is a better movie.
Right.
I would rather watch Dark Knight.
See, to me, it's just like two completely different moods. Like, there's a mood I could be in where I'd rather watch The Dark Knight, and there's a mood I could rather be in where I want to watch. Like, do I want fun and adventurous, or do I want, like, dark, gritty action?
Yeah, but good filmmaking is fun and adventurous to me, though. Like, good filmmaking, I can be in any mood to enjoy good filmmaking.
Well, then it should be Jurassic Park.
Well, if I was a lawyer now.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about either of them. I just think Jurassic Park is like, I think it's worth throwing. I didn't do it till now because I didn't want to throw any movies I cared about off. But, like, if we're talking about best movies that made X amount of money, it's worth considering, like, blockbuster value and feel and vibe also. So,
You're correct about that. I can go with Jurassic Park.
click it before you change your mind.
I really thought it'd be better. I knew there was gonna be some shit movies on there, but
yeah, and I understand the list of movies that like have made that much money is very finite. $1 billion is a lot of money, but there are definitely way better $1 billion movies
this was updated.
than what we're on here. So
This was updated. Batman, The Batman, Top Gun 2.
mm-hmm.
Does it change?
Yeah, it probably would have wildly changed. Because, I would have taken...
You would have taken Maverick over Jurassic Park, your favorite movie?
Oh, no. It just would have changed the bracket as a whole.
Okay.
Like, as soon as Jurassic Park was on this list, I was picking it every time.
Yes.
And honestly, it really wouldn't... Yeah, honestly, the final may not have changed. I
don't think the final would have changed either.
I might have had, like, a small recency bias where I really wanted to, like, at least use it. Like, because I'm going to assume at some point, unless they were on opposite sides of the bracket, Maverick... Like, if I had to pick between Maverick and The Dark Knight, I'm still going to use that as an excuse to talk about how much I love Maverick and how this is a lot closer for me than it probably should be, but I'm still going to pick The Dark Knight.
See, you brought in at the last minute the whole blockbuster vibe.
Yeah.
So I probably would have picked Maverick over The Dark Knight, honestly.
And I would have been like, okay, as soon as you said that. So...
But the real one, I think, the real competition is Titanic versus the Batman. Titanic versus...
Yeah, well, I still think it's also
Maverick.
worth considering that, like, while The Dark Knight doesn't necessarily have the, like, summer blockbuster vibe, it still was a complete cultural event. It was, like, a huge deal.
Well, we're talking about the Batman and Titanic and
Oh,
Maverick.
the Batman?
Yeah. Because that would have been
I'm taking...
harder for me personally, going up, those two movies going against Titanic.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
I think Maverick would have squeaked it out, but Titanic would have beat the Batman.
Titanic would have beat the Batman. Or, sorry, the Batman... I would have picked the Batman over Titanic. I would pick Maverick over the Batman. I would still not pick any of them over Jurassic Park.
That's fair. Let us know how wrong we are for not giving Toy Story 3 its due, or Joker, or whatever movie you liked. Tell us why we're wrong in the comment section. Subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.